Hi lovely people, it's Rachel and I'm here with the second part in my Bible journaling series. So if you've watched part one, you'll know that I suggested that we choose a verse and perhaps take it from a worship song or something there as a starting point, or just one of your favourite scriptures, and I'm going to kind of work through a page process with you. So I've decided I'm going to use the Seeds of Faith range from Illustrated Faith, which has just been released, and I really love this verse from 1 Chronicles 16:9, with my song I Will Praise Him. It appears quite a few times in the collection, and I just thought, you know what, as some of you may know, I'm part of our worship team at church, and there just isn't one song that I can choose at this point, so I just thought I'm going to sorry, I was just thinking why that was there. It was marking a verse that I wanted to come back to later. I thought actually I'm going to start with sort of the whole of worship. So this is one of the paper pieces that I've used, and what I'm doing really is I'm going to have a think about what colours I want to use. I've got clear cuts, so we could do some layering with some of these, or cut out some of the parts, which I might do. I've got paper pad, but what I'm really fancying doing is doing kind of a paint and stamp type background, this being really prominent, adding some dimension to the page, maybe with some puffy stickers or the new hexes or the epoxy stickers, and yeah, I'm just kind of going to go for it there. So let's start with a background and get some colour on the page. So I'm going to pop you there. Right, so you're probably going to hear drawers opening and things, because what I've done is I've actually rearranged my room a little bit, so that I can work at my sort of craft desk rather than my filming table, because I've got drawers which you won't be able to see right now, but I'm going to, you see I've got drawers in here with stuff in, so I can just grab stuff easily. So here we go, bring you back in again. Right, so first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to pop my mat underneath the page, and sometimes I find that it tries to pop out a little bit, so sometimes you just need to wash the edges a little there. And then, because I think I'm going to try, I'm going to use, what should we use for colour today? I can't decide whether I want to go watercolours or bold. And so I'm just going to see about, first of all therefore, popping some gesso on the page. So, gesso, I like to use Art Basics clear gesso. And with this, it's always as well, I always keep a pack of baby wipes nearby and some kitchen towel, just to mop up if I need to. The other thing that I may just do is go and grab some my hairdryer so that I can dry the page off. I have got a heat tool on order, but it's not arrived yet, so I'm going to do that and then I shall be straight back. Okay, here we go. So this passage in Chronicles, 1 Chronicles 16, it's all about worship, and it really is just about David appointing things, getting stuff sorted. You know, it's got things like, you know, give thanks to the Lord, call upon his name, make known his deeds among the peoples, sing to him, sing praises to him, tell of all his wondrous works. And yeah, I really love it. I really like as well the verse 11, seek the Lord in his strength, seek his presence continually. Yeah, it's not something we just do on Sunday, it's continual. So gesso, I've just got, this is quite an old paintbrush. You can see I've not really cleaned it out very well. I just tend to splat it on. So, and just get it on. And this, although it goes on white, it will dry clear. So it doesn't obscure any of your text, and it just makes a nice surface to work on. Stops anything like watercolours or anything with water really bleeding through. Same with things like permanent inks, it's going to stop them bleeding through. And really all you need to do is just get a nice layer all over your page, just a nice thin layer. Oh, see what I mean about sometimes it slides around. Okay. Might go underneath the page a little bit, don't worry about it, doesn't matter. Mine's starting to look a little bit sodden, that's also okay. Okay, so getting to the point now where I've got it all over the page, but there's quite a bit of excess on there, which is because my brush is terrible. So I'm going to use my paint card just to scrape across and just take any excess off it. There we go. That also means that if you have missed anywhere, you can just make sure that you have covered it. Like I can see a little gap up here. Okay. There we go. Now, when this dries, it may crinkle a little bit. That's okay, because once you've finished your page, it's back in your Bible and your Bible is closed again, it's going to, the weight will flatten it back out again. So don't worry if your page goes a little bit crinkly when you come to dry it. Just give you somewhere to sit. That really is just a very old paintbrush that I use for that. It's just used for gesso, so I don't worry too much about looking after it too well. Right, pop the lid back on. Oh, no point trying to put that on, is there? Okay, so hairdryer on low and point it out from the spine, because otherwise you're going to blow your page back up on itself, and take it from me, when that page sticks to that one, you don't want that to happen. So here we go, make sure it's on low. Okay, let's have a feel of that. So that was, because I'll sped that bit up for you, about 45 seconds drying. Yeah, and that feels a little damp, but it's fine to carry on with. So I'm just going to make sure that I've wiped any gesso off my mat, or that it's dried. It's fine, so that's good, because I don't then want to make the other page mucky. So you can see there's just a little bit shadowing through. That's absolutely fine. That will dry off and be perfectly usable again. Right, let's get to it. So I think I'm going to need to prop this side up and grab some books. Just, there we go, just to get it sit a little bit easier. Okay. Right, so my next plan then, or the next thing I want to do is I want to create some colour in this margin, and I want it to come out a little bit as well. I don't want to do the whole page, I just want it to be out and across, kind of in that kind of shape. So, I guess I was going to use gelatos, or shall I use acrylic? I think I'm going to stick with acrylic actually. Alright, so these are the acrylics that I really like. They are Studio Pabio. Illustrated Faith do a set. You can also, though it's got a different yellow into that one, and I've got two blues in here. You can also pick them up in places like Hobbycraft, and they do come on offer at times. So with this, I'm going to make sure that I've got my paint card handy and kitchen towel, and I am literally going to probably go in with my fingers, so because I really like this. Let's just have a little look at that paper piece again, wherever I've put it, and just check the colours and things. Okay, so we're going to want some pink in there, some blue, and try and get a bit of greeny thing going on as well. Alright, let's start with the red. I like this red, it's a nice red. Okay. I do want to take it a little bit more towards pink, I think, so you can always as well just test your colours out on a scrap piece of paper if you want to first. And you can see I've just literally put a little bit on the edge, and I'm just using it to kind of dab on and wipe that off. I could go back in with a paint card and pull that a bit thinner and a bit further. Let's get some pink in there. Oh, you can tell which ones I use really loads because they end up really sealed. And with those I am just going to pull it a little bit more, as you can see, and just start spreading it a little bit further. Okay, and now I think we'll go in with a little bit of the yellow. This is, which colour is this? Venice yellow. I just like it a little bit more than the brighter one that comes. just a little bit softer kind of colour. And again, I'm just going to scrape it across, dab it on and scrape it across. I'm just trying to keep that kind of shape that I was talking about going across the page. Probably looks like a right mess right now. Looks a lot nicer where I'm sat, I can tell you. A little bit more yellow. The other thing I'm doing at the moment is I am keeping all my movements all in one direction. That's personal preference. You might want to mix it up a little bit, that's absolutely fine. Okay, a little bit of blue. This is blue turquoise. Gorgeous, gorgeous blue. I literally just want a few little spots of blue in there. There we go, and one there. Okey-dokes. And again, we'll just go in and spread that a little bit. Or you can also just get in there with your fingers if you just want to get a slightly softer kind of finish to it. Okay, let's just wipe all that paint off. Let me fold you. There we go. You can of course clean these off better afterwards with water or a baby wipe or whatever. But yeah, I don't like to have to stop what I'm doing to go and clean up, if you see what I mean. I like to just be able to get on. So now what I'm going to do, having done my background, because that's all I want to do in background. Oh, I don't want to put some white on it. Yeah, let's put a few bits of white in. I had debate about some green, but no, we'll keep it with that. Oh, this white's sealed up. Come on, open up. There we go. You can see my white's a bit messy. So again, just a little bit of white, although it's pink at the top at the moment. Helpful. And so I just want to soften that and that, a little bit there. Okay. Now I can still read. Oh, come on, get you off. You can see that. Yeah, now I'm going the other way just because I've gone over a little bit too much. Got a little bit too much paint on the page. That's okay. I'm still happy with that. That's fine. Oh, I was just going to say I can still read all of the text on my Bible, which I generally prefer to be able to do that. But I don't mind if I cover it up because this Bible is just for journaling in like this. It's not a Bible that I'm going to sit down and use for study as such, so it's fine. Okay, so that's all of the paint on the background done. So what I want to do now is add some stamping to it. I'm going to use Staz-On ink because I might want to use water on there, I'm not sure, and I know that quite a lot of the other stamp ink that I have is going to bleed if it got wet. I keep my stamps in a big, well, it's a 6x8 folder. It's from Simple Stories, I think, and I have been thinking about getting these in to the shop, so again, just for storage. And what I've got in there are just 6x4 pockets, and I keep all my stamps in there. So there is a stamp set to go with Caesar Face, so I'm going to grab that. So it's more, that is definitely more kind of decorative elements, so I might not use that as in the background right now. And what I'm going to look for is my favourite set, which is this, and it's the Element stamp, and I just absolutely love this set. That's available in the shop. Quite a few of the other ones that I've got in here are from devotional kits, and I really love stamping. It just absolutely adds something to your page, and I just really I love it. So let's have a look. What do I want to use? Right, I think I'm going to use from this one. Let's have the dots. Don't often use this one. So acrylic block stamp, on it goes. If you were thinking that you were going to stamp into the margin, make sure you put it on your block towards the corner that you can get in the margin. Really important. Still got my Bible mat underneath there, so that I'll put it with the mat side down for you, so that it's going to protect and give me a firm surface as well. And then it's just a case of getting your ink out and trying not to get it all over your fingers like I normally do, and then kind of dab, 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 and then just stamp a few bits here and there. So I'm going to put one there. Dead easy. Again, I'm trying to avoid stamping where it will totally obscure the text, but I don't mind kind of going in between it. There we go. I'm going to do a couple more. Also, when I'm stamping and when I'm laying stuff out generally, I try to think in triangles. It's like there's 1, 2, 3, make a triangle, and I've got 1, 2, and I'm going to need another one either here or here-ish, which if I go in between the paragraph, I think that will be okay. There we go. And that is probably enough for me. I could put another bit here and here and here, but I think that'd be too much. And then again, kitchen towel, just stamp a few times on that, and then your stamp's pretty much clean. If you want to, you can get specialist stamp cleaner. You can chuck them in a bowl with some washing up liquid and just give them a good clean. But I just tend to do that, and that's enough to get them clean for me. Okay, so put the ink away, because I am very, very good at putting my hand in it when I'm reaching for something else. And that is it for my background. That's all I'm going to do in my background, so that's quite straightforward. So all we've done is we used gesso for the base, dried it with a hairdryer, or you could just wait on low and drying away from the margin. Then we got I got the acrylic paints out, put some onto a paint card, went dab, 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 and then spread some of it around. Had a moment where the white went a bit wrong, but actually I like what's happened there. And then I've just used some stamps, an acrylic block and some permanent ink to stamp on the page. And if I just show you the other side, you can see that nothing has bled through. There is a little bit of shadowing, but at the end of the day, there's shadowing from the text that's already there anyway, so it's really not a problem. And that's good because I know that there's going to be some other bits that I want to do on here, like this, His Steadfast Love Endures Forever. I will definitely be doing something with that. So there we go. So that is my background for my page in Chronicles. I hope you've enjoyed it. Let me know if you've got any questions about anything that I've done. I'll leave links to everything down below that I have in my shop, or to where I've got them from if it's elsewhere, like the gesso. And I'll talk to you again next time when we'll be talking about looking at how we then choose different elements to add to the page. Take care, lovely people. Bye.